All right, wings up, everybody. Happy Thursday. Wings up.
Wings up.
Wings up to you.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all can do better than that.
Wings up,
I know we
wings
got a
up.
couple more wings in
Wings
there.
up.
There's a few more wings in this group.
Come on, y'all.
Wings up, everybody.
Wings up,
Yay.
brother. Wings up. Good to see you. Uh, hey, you guys tired of seeing me yet? we've been we've been together what? How many days now? Oh my God.
It's been a year.
Hey, it's been a few days, right? We had a great meeting today, guys. I'm thankful for all you
Mhm.
all that showed up today for the meeting.
It
Hopefully,
was great.
yeah, hopefully it was enlightening to you. Um, so we're gonna have more meetings like that as we go along, just so we can keep on, matter of fact, building the momentum, which is what our topic is about tonight, which is building that actual momentum. So yeah, we got a lot going on, guys. So this is a good thing. We're getting a lot of recognition right now, which is a great thing. And this momentum is actually building up. So I thought it would be fitting for us to actually talk about that as a subject matter tonight on our Thursday call. Okay. Once again, guys, don't forget on tomorrow we're going to be here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our mindset development call. I want to keep on promoting that because I want everybody to get out. I want the whole G2 Global Network eventually to at least be on our mindset calls. These are the G2 reset rooms. Okay, this is where we come and reset. We talk about business all week. We go out to deals. We strategize. We deal with the stresses of life, the stresses in our personal, lives and our business lives. And this is where we'll come in on Friday to actually just to reset our mind and kind of detox a lot of the what I like to call the stinking thinking away. Okay, so G2 Global Network, once again, it's more than just it's a business, it's a family, and we are a network. Okay, and with that being said, as a network and as a family, we want to make sure that we are building up the right momentum. And that's important, especially as we're, going higher and that's our motto, to go higher, to go higher. And you're going to keep hearing us say, go higher because, elevation is the key to what we're doing. We cannot go any place in life. We can't go any place of substance in business or even in life without going higher. And this whole Wings Up campaign is because we're going higher. The higher we can go, the more that we're away from the different distractions. Remember that eagles is the highest flying birds that's out there, right? There is no birds that flies higher than the eagle. And because of that, we want to make sure that we're flying at the highest altitude that we can. All right. And you do that by making sure that you're in these type of circles, that you're around people that's feeding you positive energy. Okay. Because everybody is going through something in life. Everybody is dealing with something in life. You're not alone. But in this life, you're going to have you're going to have uh, trials, you're going to have, tribulations, you're going to have all of these things that's going to test and try you. But those things is not designed to break you unless you allow it to. Those things are not designed to break you unless you allow it to. But if you allow it to do what it's truly designed to do, and that's to help you to build that momentum, then that's when the rewards will start really kicking in, right? That's when the rewards will start kicking in. Why? Because momentum is motion, right? Momentum is motion. You're trying to get to a certain place. You're trying to go in a certain direction. You're trying to get to a certain end goal. And in order for you to get there, there has to be movement. Okay. There has to be movement. And when you don't get to your destination and you don't reach your goal because you become stagnated, all right, you have to figure out what has caused the stagnation? What has caused you to stop? What has caused you to pause? And that's what we're going to deal with today with this whole momentum, because momentum signifies the forward moving or forward motion and progress that's generated by consistent effort. Consistent effort. So no matter what it is that you're building, no matter what it is that you're moving forward in and you're progressing in, you have to have consistent effort. Okay? That effort has to be time after time after time. And not only having that consistent effort and that practice, that, not only doing it once, not only doing it twice, but doing it over and over and over, and steady trying, no matter what, no matter what's knocking you down, no matter what's coming against you, no matter what's stressing you, you still have that consistent effort. And along with that consistent effort, you have strategic planning. And this is where a lot of times where we get lost at, is in that strategic planning. See, sometimes we have the effort. Sometimes you have people that got effort. They got a lot of hump. They got a lot of effort. Have you ever seen anybody like that? They got that work ethic. They will work. But guess what? They're doing all of that consistent effort, but they're doing it without a strategic plan. It's almost like a dog that like to chase his tail. He's gonna get that tail one day, but he's given that consistent effort, but he just don't have a plan. There's no plan. There's just a motion, right? So with this consistent effort, it has to give also it has to give way to strategic planning. So that means that there has to be some thought process, there has to be some timing, there has to be some spending time. Okay, I'm up a lot of times in the middle of the night. Sometimes people are texting me. I get texts, it'll be 2 or 3 in the morning. I'll be up, but I'm doing strategic planning. Okay, so even with my consistent effort, I'm making sure that I'm planning ahead. I'm planning ahead, right? Because why? I have to execute, and I have to have timely execution, right? So momentum is really just it's the force. Momentum is the force that builds when consistent actions align with clear vision. Let me say that again. Okay. Momentum is the force that builds when consistent action lines up with clear vision. You can have the action, but you want to make sure there's clear vision. And that's what I'm trying to implement here in G2, that we continue to have consistent effort, consistent action, and to lay out clear vision. So none of us will crash. None of us will be lost. All of us will prosper. My desire is to see our whole entire G2 family prosper. That's my desire. And so from my position, I'm doing consistent efforts, and I'm doing a lot of strategic planning, not for me, but for you. Why am I doing that? So the dreams and the aspirations that you will have, that I can be a part of that. Some of the stories that you guys are dealing with and you need solutions, I want to be a part of that. By way of putting in this ecosystem that we have at G2 Global Network, a pile and a bowl of solutions. and a way and opportunities. Okay, so that consistent effort and that strategic planning then gives birth to timely execution. So momentum, okay, builds when consistent actions line up with vision, and it's the compounding effect of progress over time. So when you're in motion, both mentally and physically, momentum, it becomes easier to keep moving forward when you're in motion mentally and physically. The problem is we don't pay attention to our mental or our physical. We go through life and we consistently keep going through life, doing life over and over and over, and we're not paying attention to our mind. We're not paying attention to our physical. Our mind is just playing tricks on us. Our mind is getting weary. Our mind is getting stressed. Our mind is getting strained. Right? Because we're not taking care of our mental. We're not digressing, which is why we're going to have our reset room. This is why we're talking about things, the power of perception. You're not what people say you are, but you're everything that you say you are. These are the mindset development, right? Because over time and in life, life happens, and then mentally we become a ball of frustration sometimes. And so when we in the ball of frustration, a ball of stress, and we're not taking care of ourselves mentally and physically, right, it becomes hard for us in business and even in our personal life to keep momentum. Momentum multiplies results. Momentum multiplies results. All of the small wins that we have, all of the small things that you see that's going on in G2, all of these small wins and accomplishments that we're having is going to equal into big wins. It's going to equal into big achievements. And my declaration is that everyone that started on the ground level with us and experienced the small wins, that each and every one of you all would be wealthy and rich. That's my vision. That's what I see. So because of that, I have to consistently do what I have to do to make sure that I bring the right tools, that I bring the right relationships, that I bring the right opportunities, that I put the right people in place. So we can win as a family. So the driving force that transforms these small wins into significant achievements is simply momentum. So momentum multiplies results. And here's the other thing. Momentum builds confidence. Momentum builds confidence. See, success fuels belief. When you see progress and you see things happening, you see things moving, you begin to start believing that things are actually possible. When you see progress. Most of you all have stayed with G2 because you've seen progress over the time. Some of you have been with us for some time now. Some of you have been with us for a couple of years. Some of you have been with us for a year. Some of you are brand new. But you've seen the progress with G2 over time. We've been consistently growing. Right? So when you see progress, you start believing that things are possible. And so because you guys see that, you believe that what we're putting together in this network is possible. And I want you to see that, because now, if you can see that as a body of what we're doing collectively as a corporate body, then you in turn can know that I can also use the same rules and the same momentum thing, right, for my personal life. So momentum multiplies your results. Momentum builds your confidence. Okay. And momentum also reduces your resistance. Because once you're moving and you get going, that friction starts to fade. People and resources and opportunity starts to come flowing. You all, when I tell you it flows in your direction, right? But you have to build up resistance. This momentum reduces the resistance, but you have to be one that knows how to build up and against the friction, right? You have to build up that protection and build up that resistance against friction, because once you're moving, that friction fades. Once you're moving, that friction starts to go away. You don't care about some of that stuff. Some of the stuff that some of you all are caring about right now, once you start getting in a different position in life, you're not going to care about that. You're not going to care about those things. Some of the concerns that you have right now, some of the minuscule concerns, and I know that it's not minuscule to you because you may be in it, and right now, whatever you're dealing with right now and you're in, picture yourself in the next year or two in a different situation where you would look at where you at right now and say, whoa, I was worried about that. I was concerned about that. How dare you kill your momentum for something that has no control over you? You don't kill the momentum. When you kill the momentum, you kill your vision. You kill your dream. Winston Churchill says success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage that continues to count. It's the small daily improvements, right? It's the small daily improvements over time that leads to stunning results. What kind of daily improvements are you implementing? How you starting your day off? I want you to think about that. How do you start your day off? I'm serious. When you get out of the bed and you go to the restroom and you brush your teeth and do all those things, how do you start your day off? Where do you start your frequency level? Do you start your frequency level at a low and grumpy? Good morning. Right? Are you grumpy? Are you starting your frequency level arguing? Are you starting the morning on your frequency level on the phone gossiping? How are you feeding your mind and getting yourself ready for your next and preparing your mind for increased momentum? What's your daily routine like? How are you starting off your day? Are you spending your time in planning? Are you spending your time in prayer? How are you starting off your morning? I like to get me a cup of coffee, and I'm one of those people that like to put music on. I'll put some music on and get my coffee in the morning, and my wife and I will go out and sit outside and just talk, and we meditate and pray, and we do those type of things, and we talk about situations. We talk about what we got to do for the week, for the month, where we're going. We have a meeting every morning. This is every morning we have a meeting, right? Consistently. We don't miss. because in order for us to keep our arrows together, we have to have consistent motion. I can't lead an organization if I can't lead my own home. So I start at home first. And I have these meetings and I have these vision boards and these plans here. And then I take that out and I then give that same energy and that same thought process to my G2 Global family. So these are daily routines that successful people tend to practice. They start the day off, spend 15 to 30 minutes in planning and prayer. They reach out to at least 5 people daily. New prospects, follow-ups, team members. They have consistent communication. Okay? You have to build your influence, build your business pipeline. These are things that you have to do. You guys can hear me talking till I'm blue in the face, and I'm a dark-skinned guy, and I probably won't turn blue. I might, I don't know. But if you're not practicing what we're teaching and what I'm teaching, if you're not implementing that, see, one thing to hear it, but it's something completely different to do it. So if you're not practicing this, you should be talking to at least 5 people a day. So think about who is it that you talk to the most daily. You talked about in the morning starting off your routine. Who do you do? Who's the next person? Who's the first person on your phone? Because here's the truth of the matter. Here's the truth of the matter. Your frequency and your energy is guided by what you take in. What you take in, what you feed yourself. So if you're talking to 5 people daily, right? You need to talk to people for business, personal, whatever it is. You have to be careful of who you're talking to. Who's the first person that you're going to talk to on the phone in the morning, or in person, and whatever it is? Where's the first person, a first line of communication besides your prayer life, your first line of human communication? What type of frequency is that other human transferring to you or pulling from you? So a lot of times, you know, momentum is more than just a concept. It's the catalyst for transformation. Okay, whether it's in business or personal, momentum can mean the difference between stagnation and exponential growth. It's the difference between stagnation, being stagnated, being held down, being captive, unmovable, paralyzed, mentally, spiritually, physically. Momentum can mean the difference between that and exponential growth. What is exponential growth? It's the compound effect in motion. Exponential growth is the compounded effect all in motion. So it happens, exponential growth happens when progress builds upon itself, and it starts in an increasing manner, an increasing measure. So rather than adding, with exponential growth, you start multiplying. Every action you do builds a foundation for bigger outcomes. This is exponential growth. This is what we're trying to create, exponential growth. It's the compounded effect, all in motion. It turns all the small daily decisions that we make into massive breakthroughs. Right? And you don't have to be the biggest company. You could be a small guy on the block. But guess what? With exponential growth, you can outpace your competition. You can outrace the people that came ahead of you with exponential growth. So momentum is more than the concept. It's the catalyst for transformation in business and personal, and it's the it's momentum. In business, momentum can mean the difference between stagnation and exponential growth. So it helps you to navigate through the challenges, and it helps you to maintain focus on long-term goals, and it capitalizes on opportunities as they arise. But you have to stay focused. I always talk about that all the time, because focus eliminates noise. I want you to write that down. Focus eliminates noise. When you're focused, you can't hear nothing that anybody else is saying about any situations, anything, because you're focused. And all type of conversations is going to come your way. And then you'll get to a point where people stop bringing you certain conversations. Why? Because they know that you're focused. Right? So focus eliminates the noise. And these breakthroughs that we're talking about, when you're talking about overcoming these challenges, these breakthroughs happen when you push through the frustration. These breakthroughs happen when you push past the fear. These breakthroughs happen when you push past the fatigue. Some of you all are just tired now. I'm tired. I don't know how much longer I can take this. I don't know how much further I can go, because I'm tired. And all that means is that it's okay to be tired. Matter of fact, you got permission to be tired. And when you're tired, you take a break. But what you don't have is permission to quit. You don't have permission to give up. We have to learn about energy conversion. I keep saying I'm going to talk about that one day, and I am. I'm going to teach about energy conversion, but we have to deal with energy conversion. That's when we take that negative energy and turn it into fuel. That's when you use you turn rejection to redirection. This is when you let life's problems teach you how to persevere. This is when you use emotional pain to dig deeper into your purpose. This is called energy conversion. Okay? So when we take these negative frequencies and these energies and we start connecting to them on the level on which is on, then it stagnates us, and it causes us not to have exponential growth. This is why we're always talking about go higher, keep your frequency up, go higher, because I know even when you get off this call with me, I know even when you go back into your homes and to your jobs, and you got to go back and face situations that you got to deal with, but now you can go back and face it from a different angle. Your attitude should be different. You should have the bring it on attitude. I understand that I'm in a jam right now. I understand that life seems to be throwing me all of these lemons right now. I understand that I'm in a predicament that I just haven't been in this life right now, and things is rough for me. I understand that. But guess what? I'm not going to stop. I might be tired, but I'm not quitting. I'm converting all of this into fuel, because now I'm mad. I'm pissed off because I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being in the condition that I'm in. I'm tired of not being able to get to my goals as an entrepreneur, as a sales professional, because I'm allowing life and the issues of life to stop and to break my momentum. Momentum is built by motion, not emotion. Write that down. Momentum is built by motion. It's not built by emotion. So stay moving, stay focused. You have to stay faithful. And when you do that, watch the vision unfold. Okay? But momentum is built by motion. It's not built by emotion. You got to leave the emotion out. Stop getting mad about every little thing. Stop letting stuff bother you. God grants you the serenity to change the things you accept the things you cannot change. Right? God gives you the mindset to change the things you cannot change. Momentum is the key to turning good intentions to great results. By taking what? Consistent, strategic steps. By taking consistent, strategic steps. And if you do that, you can achieve a year of unprecedented breakthroughs. How? By taking consistent, strategic steps. A man asked me some years ago, a long time ago, it's a young guy, and he says, Mo, he said, do you know how to eat an elephant? I looked at the guy like he was crazy, like, man. I'm like, dude, I'm a young black kid from the hood. I don't eat elephants. He said, no, do you know how to eat an elephant? I said, no. No, how do you eat an elephant? He said, you eat an elephant little bites at a time. He said, you eat an elephant little bites at a time. So when that elephant is in front of you, that elephant of life, that elephant of stress, that elephant of confusion and pains, and all of these things that you deal with, these issues in life, when these elephants is of sickness, these elephants of financial struggles, these elephants of marital issues, business issues. These are elephants. How do you eat an elephant? Little bites at a time. So you have to stay away from the emotion and keep the motion. Stay away from the emotion and keep the motion. Don't allow the elephant to take you off of your square. You just got to eat it little pieces at a time. Okay? So remember this, that growth is a journey. So ever happening. It's not a destination. Growth is a journey. It's not a destination. That means that we're going to continue to keep growing. We're going to continue to keep experiencing things in this business, in this network, in your personal life. We're going to keep on experiencing different levels of growth, and some going to be good, some is going to be bad. We're going to have some things, whatever it is, don't quit. 100%, I would tell you this. If you quit, you 100% are going to receive no results. 100%. The math lines up. So growth is a journey. It's not a destination. Okay. We have to build the building blocks and put the building blocks of momentum together. Clear vision. Let's set an achievable, inspiring goals. Okay. You got to have clear vision. A clear vision is a precise picture of where you're going and why. A clear vision is a precise picture of where you're going and why. This is why in leadership, whether you got pastors, husbands, CEOs, or people that's in leadership, okay, must have clear vision. And the problem is this, that we've got too many people in leadership whose vision is distorted, who can't see. But a clear vision is a precise picture of where you're going and why. You want to ask yourself, do I have a clear vision of where I'm going? And be honest with yourself. You might and you might not. And guess what? That's okay. I realize that. That's okay. It's okay if you're not clear on your vision right now. But what's not okay is that you don't stay connected to a vision that's clear. Some of us won't even stay connected to a vision that might not be our own, but it's a clear vision. And when you don't have yours all the way formulated, the smart thing to do is stay connected to a clear vision. And that's what I thank God about, the most, is that we have clear vision. Our vision is not distorted. So, what do you want? And why do you want it? I got a better question for you, okay? What do you want and why do you want it? But here's a better question for you. Who are you becoming in the process? Who are you becoming in the process of this building thing that you're experiencing? Who are you becoming? Is it breaking you or is it making you? Secondly, consistency is key. Why showing up daily makes a difference. Consistency is doing the right thing over and over, even when it's not convenient or glamorous. Now, we're talking about good practice, okay? Let me just be clear. In my examples right now, I'm speaking of a good practice because you can be consistently doing the bad things over and over and receiving the results from you consistently doing the bad things. When I was 460 pounds, I was consistently, all right, we ain't gonna talk about that, but I was consistently doing the bad things, right? Putting stuff in my body that I shouldn't have put in my body. So you can be consistent even in wrongdoing. But in the right doing, consistent in the right doing and doing the right thing over and over does what? It gives you a positive routine, a daily routine. It gives you good practice habits. It gives you adaptability. Right? See, adaptability is responding effectively to challenges. So adaptability is really just the availability to pivot, if you will, in the face of change without losing your purpose or your values. So adaptability is the ability to pivot in the face of change without losing your purpose or losing your value. You have to be able to respond to challenges effectively. What you're witnessing with a lot of our, I would like to say, unfortunate people that you see living on the streets and drug addicts and things that just kind of just gave up on life, and you can just it's just noticeable because some people have given up on life and they're dressed up and living in big houses, but you got some that have given up on life and just noticeable, right? Because why? Because they responded to those challenges in a negative way, not effectively, because they've allowed challenges in life. And I don't know if this is the case all the time for everybody that's in a lot of those transit situations. So I don't want to make that a universal statement, but I do realize that, when I go out and I see a lot of people that's like laying on the streets, I always say, what was their vision like when they was younger? What did they dream about? I see them on the ground just laying on a bench and they look, unkept and they're dirty and hungry and, but at some point in some time in their life, they had to have had a vision. What happened to the vision? That's what I want to know. And I want to raise that same question to you today is what happened to your vision? What happened to your dreams? How did you lose that momentum? Did you allow life challenges to take you another route? Did you allow life challenges to dictate to you that you're not able to achieve those goals because you was not capable? Did it discourage you to a point where you just threw in the towel? What excuses did life give you? See, these are the building blocks of momentum. You have to respond effectively to challenges. Don't resist change. Embrace the challenge. And you embrace the challenge as a teacher. Don't resist the change. Embrace the challenge as a teacher. Ask better questions. What is this? What is this change? And what is my right now? What I'm dealing with right now? What is this trying to show me? Right? There's a scripture I like to refer to all the time in James where it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters." I don't know if you all know about that scripture where it says, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. You have to allow perseverance to finish its work. What this means is that trials have to shape you. Adaptability isn't a form of weakness. Adaptability means it's strength. It's strength while you're in motion, because you have the strength to adapt to what's hitting you right now while you're trying to be mobile and you're trying to get to that finish line. You're trying to get to that place, but life is smacking you so hard that you're ready to give up and you're ready to throw in the towel, but you have to stay encouraged because you have to adapt to what's going on, right? You have to adapt. So the strategies to maintaining this momentum: celebrate, team, the small wins. Keep the team motivated. Work with each other, guys.